Dads, what's something expensive your kid destroyed in a way you still can't believe? My 6-year-old son managed to destroy my $80,000 classic car. Not just any car, a 1967 Mustang Fastback that I had been restoring for 15 years. It started as a rusted-out shell I picked up right after college. Every free weekend, every spare dollar, every late night spent elbow-deep in grease went into that car. Before my kid was even born, I was under that hood. When he learned to crawl, he crawled under it with me. It became a part of me. I finally finished it just 2 months before everything went sideways. It was perfect. Custom paint job, hand-stitched interior, vintage parts, sourced from collectors across the country. The kind of car that turns heads when you drive past. The kind of car people ask about at gas stations. I never let anyone drive it. Not even my wife. Sunday mornings were my ritual. Take it out early while the streets were quiet. Drive smooth, no music, just engine. I'd park it back in the garage like tucking in a baby. Then came that Saturday. I was in the kitchen making pancakes. Heard the garage door open and figured my wife was going out there to grab something from the freezer. 5 minutes later, I heard this sickening sound. Metal dragging against concrete followed by a crash that shook the whole house. I bolted outside barefoot. What I saw didn't register at first. The Mustang, my Mustang, was halfway down the driveway, crumpled against the neighbor's stone mailbox. The hood was folded like paper. One headlight hung loose. The front end was crushed. The paint I'd spent thousands on, scraped, gouged, ruined, fluids leaking everywhere. And standing at the top of the driveway, holding a sponge and a bucket of soapy water, was my 6-year-old son. I couldn't speak. I walked over in this weird, slow-motion haze and asked, as calmly as I could, what happened. He was crying before I even finished the sentence. "I wanted to surprise you, Daddy," he said, sniffling. "I was going to wash your car like you do every weekend." That's when it hit me. He'd somehow climbed in, managed to start it. He knew which key was the Mustang's and popped it into neutral. The driveway's got a decent slope, and once the parking brake was off, it was game over. I stood there in silence for a minute, staring at the wreckage of a decade and a half of work. And then, because the universe has a twisted sense of humor, I remembered something. The insurance. I'd let it lapse. Literally 2 weeks earlier, I forgot to send the renewal check. It had been sitting on my desk, buried under junk mail. The car wasn't covered, not a dime. The whole build, a complete loss. I should have been furious, should have yelled, but instead I looked down at my kid and saw how scared he was. He just wanted to be like me. That crushed me more than the car ever could. So I knelt down, gave him a hug, and told him it was okay. We cleaned up the mess together that afternoon. Neighbors came by to help tow it back into the garage. My son never left my side. Here's the part that still gets me. 15 years later, we're building another Mustang. Same model, same year. We're doing it together this time. He's the one tracking down parts now, learning how to weld, getting his hands dirty. I teach him everything I know, even the lessons I had to learn the hard way. And this morning, he texted me a photo of a set of vintage taillights he found online. Underneath it, he wrote, "Think they'll look good on our build?"